Greetings everyone, my name is Nombuso Mathibela. I am a cultural worker based in South Africa. I am an archivist, sound practitioner and associate at NAMI. The title of this conversation is Debt, Culture and Modernity. I am dedicated to a critical orientation and practice that takes seriously Sylvia Wynter's call for the need to dismantle the race and wealth descriptions that are indispensable to the production and reproduction of our present order of things. I am committed to the viewpoint that liberation is a cultural act, much like Frantz Fanon and Amilcar Cabral. Therefore, the social vision must be dominated by culture. I am thinking of culture as an instinct, an act of language that allows us to invent how we want to be human. For me, culture is an ethic that organizes itself in our behaviors and actions. It is at the base of all manifestations of human life, including this modern experience of the world. Our conception of modernity, therefore, is cultural. David Scott conceives modernity as a complex structure of social, economic, and judicial and political relations of power. Our debt industrial complex is organized by a modern economic framework. Thinking culturally or using cultural practice as a way of understanding requires us to pathologize or dissect our definition of modernity, our position and role in it from an African feminist perspective. Reason being that modernity structures economic relations of power. It gives grammar to neoliberalism, which is an economic, social, political structure affecting all areas of human and non-human life. And modernity undergirds the production of unequal power relations through unequal power relations of borrowing and lending. In the process of thinking culturally about the economic world as modernity produces it, it is important that a feminist analysis becomes central in our definition of the critique of the debt crisis, the strategies and tactics, both legal and political solutions. African feminist perspectives are important because they treat the everyday social experience of debt as a fundamental structural issue. These perspectives provide a framework that links household debt to the national and continental global debt crisis while revealing the human faces who bear the brunt of unequal power relations of borrowing and lending. African feminist perspectives help us understand the nature of African modern subjects by taking into consideration their total experience of being human at home, in the employment and unemployment realm, in the community realms of social and economic support, and in the context of being national subjects in the realm of being governed. Through this perspective, we get to understand that the solutions to this crisis must be geared towards an approach that takes into consideration all facets of identity that people come with in the experience of indebtedness. We get to understand how African women in particular take on the responsibility of servicing the consequences of our debt crisis through social production that feminism points us to by recognizing the complexity of production as a concept, asserting that real value does not only lie with economic production, but social production is foundational to the drive of economic production. Cultural practice teaches us that all behaviors, systems, values, acts, knowledge, and power are cultural. Meaning that at the base of everything are modes that are informed and contaminated by the vision, desires, and perspectives of the ruling or dominant groups. The idea that economic and financial worlds and instruments like debt are neutral and objective is deeply contested by cultural practice. We see a contamination and contestation of value systems instead. Therefore, our idea of a new world in relationship with debt ought to take seriously the experiences that we wish to have in the world as human beings, as the guiding order of value systems that become culture and reality informing both politics and policy.